Today is the 17th day of February. The time is 10 o'clock. The Board of Commissioners is in session to conduct its weekly open business meeting. All three commissioners are present. We also have with us in the room, starting over here, give us your, we have John Jay there, go ahead.
Jeff Bauer, Gibbons Personally.
Bob Carney, Operations.
John Blake, paramedics.
Bob Perkins, Ada County Procurement.
Tim Sturgis, Clerk's Office.
Brent Danielson, Development Services.
Richard Beck, Development Services.
Real IT guy.
Heath Rabordi with the Clerk's Office.
Okay, Madam Clerk, do we have any changes to the agenda?
No.
Okay, no changes to the agenda. We'll take up the appointment of Lacey Clark to the Agriculture Protection Commission. Is there any discussion or a motion? I'll accept the motion.
I move that we approve Lacey Clark as a member of the
Agriculture Protection.
Agriculture Protection Board.
Okay,
I'll second that.
you have a second to the motion. All right, is there any further discussion? This is something the legislature asked us to do, and we established it last year, but now we're just filling it.
This is the number 4, and they
This is
have
number
one
4.
left,
Yep.
and we hope to get that one very soon as well.
Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, now we have a couple items on the unfinished business calendar. I'll accept the motion to remove the items from the unfinished business.
I move to remove the unfinished business from the table for consideration.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, the first item of business is application 202500455A, Acarius Behavioral Health. This is revised finding of fact and conclusions of law. Is there any discussion or any further items to discuss about this application? We've tabled it twice now, and so, is there any more discussion?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, go ahead.
Just, it's based on a discussion, the revised finding of fact and conclusions of law that we have, we'll be voting on. It would be useful if Brent or somebody from Development Services would kind of flesh out, because we made some issues, the issues with the sewage, the fence, and EMS and fire, so, and there are some changes, additions, or clarifications on those 3 items, so if somebody could kind of run us through that, and I'll.
Oh, okay. Richard can.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, I can certainly try and have Brent as backup as well. But yeah, if you review the draft conditions of approval that Brent's prepared, you can see the very first condition, number 1, requires the applicant or the owner to obtain written approval from the Whitney Fire Protection District, who is required to approve all fire flow requirements. Condition 3.
Mr. Chairman, just as a question. So,
Go ahead.
one of the requirements is also to, if they increase the numbers, they would have to put a sprinkler system in, correct?
I don't know. Brent, do you have any additional detail on that?
Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Daly, I believe they've actually already installed a fire sprinkler system in the building.
Okay, so it's already there, okay.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, condition 3, this one pertains to Central District Health Department. The applicant or owner will need to obtain a permit from them for the whole house septic incinerator system. The condition requires that system be installed, inspected, and approved by Central District Health for an increase in occupancy of the structures. They have the 8 now, requesting 16, so they have to literally get approval and demonstrate that system's running or functioning before they
Okay.
increase occupancy.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, go ahead.
So who's gonna monitor that, and how are they gonna know when how are we gonna know when they've complied, and how are they gonna know when they can actually do it?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Daly, I would anticipate that Brent will receive written verification or approval from Central District Health indicating that this condition's been satisfied. So we'll get something from Central District Health saying we're good to go.
And then we would notify them, or they would ask us?
Well, they just notify us, and that's when you issue
Yeah.
Then you issue the
condition of approval.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, once the applicant has satisfied conditions essentially 1 through 7, we will issue a zoning certificate certifying that everything's been complete.
I just want to make sure that everybody knew, including the
Yeah.
public, that the process of verification.
And the last one I'll mention, the draft condition number 4 requires the applicant or owner to construct and maintain a 6-foot tall solid fence around the entire perimeter of the backyard of the property. So those are the draft updates
Okay.
that have been made. I think there were some additional findings that were added based on your conversation. And I think that's all I have.
Okay. Any other questions of our staff before we proceed?
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead.
through our previous discussions on this, we talked about some possible additional requirements of the backyard area to sort of ameliorate the effects on the neighbors, just basically expanding upon what we had come up with already. But regarding the fence, my proposal was to, again, stick with the 6-foot wood fence around the perimeter of the backyard, but also to install a chain link fence inside the area so as to sort of keep a buffer between the actual fence and the yard. And the reason for that was we heard testimony that the adjoining neighbor across the fence line was not comfortable with hearing some of the volume and the tone of the conversations coming from the backyard. Also people kind of like climbing up on the fence or looking over. And so this is kind of along the lines of good fences make good neighbors. I'm kind of envisioning like this double fence to just hopefully satisfy the next door neighbor a little bit. I know that they're probably not going to be 100% satisfied. We'd also heard conversations in the big hearing about there's a gazebo in the backyard, and that could be moved to a more central location in the backyard, or at least some kind of a more appropriate area to try to keep the volume of the conversations in the backyard as far away from the neighbors as possible. I'd also like to see maybe some signage on the fence that's just sort of a reminder to the residents there to try to control the volume because they do have neighbors. So I would just like to add those conditions into our proposed conditions here. My recollection from the big public hearing we had was that Icarus largely seemed to consent to these types of minor changes to the backyard area to help bring some peace to the neighborhood. That was sort of the tone of the discussion that I felt happened. So anyways, I would move to include those in the new proposed conditions of approval.
Okay, you've heard the motion. Is there a second to the motion?
Mr. Chairman, just for discussion, to explain kind of where I'm coming from is, I guess, and from staff, the way I read the report, this, in order to ameliorate some of the situations that he's talking about, first of all, there's not going to be nobody in the backyard except with a trained staff person. Nobody is going to go into the backyard without a trained staff person there. One staff person for 5 residents. Isn't that one of the conditions that they've agreed to?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, I don't think you'll find a condition there, but that was something that, if you recall the testimony, the applicant indicated that was their practice.
Right. And
Have
then,
somebody in the backyard.
and then right. I guess so. I don't know that we need to put any more. That's where the control mechanism is going to come, and they've already committed to having that control. So having additional fencing or the location of the gazebo would not necessarily help any more than a staff person would help more than either one of those things, in my opinion.
Mr. Chair?
Go ahead.
Well, just to address that, my recollection from the public hearing was that even though that is their policy, there was not necessarily a staff person in the yard at all times, that the residents were in the backyard. And now that it looks like we are going to approve up to 16 residents in there, I think logistically, it's just not gonna be possible to have all 16 residents either in the backyard with a staff person or in the house with a staff person. People will be coming and going as they please, so well, I certainly hope Icarus tries to have staff with the patients at all time. In a practical sense, it's just not gonna be able to happen, so I think these are just some minor common sense things that Icarus could do to help with the situation.
And Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, I apologize. It does look like the proposed condition of approval number 14 indicates staff shall be present when residents are in the backyard, so that is a condition. I apologize.
That's why I remember.
That is condition of approval. Okay. Okay, is there, I've got a question for you. This is a residential area. Has the county ever required double fencing in any residential area?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, I'm not familiar with a case where for a single family home we required fencing. It's usually up to the preference of the property owner, let alone a double fence. So I'm not aware of any cases. Nothing comes to mind.
In a residential area, has outside of the setbacks and so forth, has the county ever required a relocation of a gazebo or anything like that?
Nothing comes to mind, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners.
And is there any ordinances or portions of our zoning code that would allow such a condition?
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, difficult to respond. Again, this is a conditional use permit. You can levy conditions that you deem appropriate, but it's interesting with the request for reasonable accommodation and recognizing that these are residents, so I guess I don't have a very good answer.
Well, that would be my I'm wondering about that because if you put something in there that's not traditionally and usually and normally done in a residential area, that puts a burden on the owner. I think that's not provided for. Is there any other? Anyway, we didn't get a second to the motion. Is there an alternative motion or a substitute motion?
Well, Mr. Chair, let me just, one more thing. When I did mention that my recollection from the public hearing was that Icarus seemed to be very amenable to these types of situations. I did see a nod from the council in the corner there. So to me, it sounds like they're willing to try to do some of these considerations.
Which they can do
voluntarily.
anyway.
I would think it would be best in the conditions of approval. These are simple, inexpensive changes that could be made.
Okay. Is there?
Well, Mr. Chairman, I guess if they're amenable to doing it and agreeing to do it, we don't always delineate every single thing that an applicant has agreed to do, either formally or informally or on the record. So I don't know that we need to put that as a condition of approval when it's kind of, if they're going to do it, if they've agreed to do it, they're going to do it anyway.
Well, I would think so myself. I would think that if Icarus wants to do that, and in the spirit of being a good neighbor, because they recognize just as much as we did the neighborhood out there, and I think they're going to try and work with them. I don't think that condition of approval. I don't even know how we police it. Anyway, is there another motion or because we'd have to table this anyway to add those conditions to it. But is there another motion?
Well, Mr. Chairman, I would move that we approve the revised findings, facts, and conclusions of law as listed and as we've discussed on application 2025-00455-A, Icarus Behavioral Health, based on the revised finding of fact and conclusions of law and the discussions today and all the discussions previous.
Okay, is there a second to the motion? I'll second the motion, okay? Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye?
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Motion carries. Okay, next up, we have a peddler solicitor's license. Did we remove all the items unfinished business? We did. We have a recommendation to deny Aaron Bell and Frank Lopez the license. Any questions or discussion?
I think Commissioner Davis.
Happy to speak to it.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, yes, Aaron Bell and Frank Lopez were tabled from the 210 open business meeting to provide additional information to make a decision. I can quickly summarize that Aaron Bell, the first on our agenda, he is eligible based on the assault charge from 2020 because that's more than 5 years. However, he has a marijuana charge from 2022, and that's the basis for our denial. And again, if any applicant has a crime involving or related to drugs or illicit substances on their record, they are to be denied. That brings us to Frank Lopez. He was convicted of misdemeanor battery in 2024, which we would recommend a denial. But in addition, he was also charged with possession of methamphetamines in 2018, and again charged with possession of methamphetamines again in 2020, which also makes him ineligible, and that's the reasoning for our denial request.
Okay, so both the marijuana situation and the other one, it's not just a charge, it's actually either a conviction or a plea of guilty.
Mr. Chairman, yes.
Any other questions?
Mr. Chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just say they did not include every single one of those charges on the application. So what they had written, it looked like that they would be eligible. Now, just to clarify, there are certain crimes listed in the ordinance that say it has to be, you can't have those within a 5-year time period. But then there are other charges that are, if you get them anytime, your whole life, you can't apply for solicitor's peddler's license. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct, Mr. Chairman. Anything related to drugs or illicit substances, it does not matter if it's within 5 years or not. It's a recommendation of denial. Everything outside of the drug sector would be within that 5 years. So yes, to your answer, your question.
Well, in my opinion, I don't necessarily think a marijuana charge a few years ago should necessarily prevent somebody from filing for this application, but that is our current state of the ordinance. So it looks like the recommended denials were correct.
Is it the current state of ordinance or is it state law?
My understanding was that it's state law, but I would like to get clarity on that. I can send you an update after the meeting.
I did ask Daisy, who sent that, if it was
Yes.
our ordinance or state law, and she said ordinance. So.
Okay. I would defer to Daisy. She knows and has a good pulse
Well,
on
either
this.
way, it's law of Ada County if it's an ordinance, but, okay, any other questions on this application?
Well, I guess I would just like to read, our ordinance also says that these are conditional licenses in respect that if the board finds any violations, even though we grant them a license, we can withdraw that license at any
Good
point.
at any time.
At any point in time, based on if we find something that we didn't know, or something that happens after the license was approved, so.
Yes, Mr. Commissioner.
Mr. Chair.
Yeah,
I think the language is also shall deny, not may deny, which if it was may, we would have discretion, but if it's shall, we don't. Is that correct?
That's my interpretation at least. Yes, sir.
All right, is there a motion?
I will move to deny the peddler solicitor licenses for Aaron Bell, Frank Lopez, as listed on the agenda.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion, is there further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Getting on to new business, we have a couple of resolutions. I'll open the public hearing on resolution number 3170, the resolution for transfer and closure of certain awarded funds related to the American Rescue Plan Act. Is there any questions or any commentary on this resolution?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
And I don't want to steal Tim Sturgis's thunder, but my understanding is this is really straightforward.
Let Tim talk.
I have no thunder, so.
No thunder?
These are simply projects that have been done
Yep.
for months, and
Yep.
so we're putting that money
Close them out.
into the central holding account.
Okay, any other questions?
And Tim does have thunder for
Oh, yeah, he's got a lot of. All right, I'll close the public hearing on resolution number 3170, and ask for call for a motion.
I move to approve resolution 3170 as listed on the agenda.
Second.
Okay, you've heard the motion. Any further discussion? Not here. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. I'll open public hearing on resolution 3171. A resolution updating the local emergency response authority for hazardous substances. Is there any testimony that can be presented to us or any additional information? Okay, hearing none, close the public hearing on resolution 3171. And any further discussion amongst the board? Hearing none, I'll accept the motion.
I'll move to approve resolution 3171 is listed on the agenda.
I second the motion.
Okay. You've heard the motion, all in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. Bob, we have a bid, an award recommendation.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. This is in regards to the review of bids received and award recommendation for goods and services less than $250,000. And this is for bid 26034, the Ada County landfill reclaimed concrete material. And we received 3 bids for this project. And we do have an award letter for recommendation for your consideration.
Could you read the letter?
Yeah, we have to. It's a letter dated February 17th, 2026 to the Board of Ada County Commissioners from Ada County Procurement. And this is in regards to bid 26034. Dear members of the board, Ada County Procurement received 3 responses for bid 26034. The following are the names of the bidders and the bid amount submitted. Bidder number 1 is Idaho Materials and Construction, and they had a total bid amount of $126,200. Bidder number 2 is Suncor, and they had a total bid amount of $178,000. And bidder number 3 is Timber Creek Recycling LLC, and they had a total bid amount of $82,680. After reviewing the bid submitted, it is the recommendation of the evaluation group to award the purchase order to Timber Creek Recycling LLC as the lowest responsive bidder in the amount of $82,680.
Okay. I'll accept the motion.
Okay, I move that we approve bid 26034 to Timber Creek Recycling in the amount of LLC for the amount of $82,680.
I'll second that.
Okay. You've heard the motion. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thanks, Commissioners.
Oh. Well, we have Mr. Heath Rabordi here from the clerk's office.
Chairman, thank you.
Give us a detailed explanation.
You're stuck with me. Our distinguished clerk of the court is busy with legislative session. As you know, there's a lot of conversations over there that could have a pretty big impact on us at the county level from financial standpoints, from elections. He sent an email to you 3 earlier this morning about concealed handguns in courthouses, so he's keeping you in the loop on that and working with IEC to monitor those conversations. So he's busy with those things.
Do they provide funding for a magnometer at each, in front of each courthouse and 2 deputies? No.
Chairman.
And just a rough estimate, when we were in our legislative committee, that Trent, the clerk, stated would be about $2 million for the counties.
Just for 80 county. Pulling up some extra money this year.
It's a pretty penny though.
All right. Go ahead.
In addition, we've got an election bearing down on us, so we are full steaming on that, or all steaming forward on that. Again, this election's really critical for Ada County though, because we've never ever had an election where every polling location is ballot on demand printers. So it's going to be a milestone this May. So we're excited to accomplish that.
Early voting is always ballot on demand, isn't it?
It will be ballot on demand at all 10 of our early voting locations.
Okay.
And then budget kickoff meeting is next Thursday, the 26th. That's with department head and elected officials, and start getting the landscape and getting the path kind of created so we can start moving forward on the FY27 budget. So there's a lot going on in the clerk's office.
What's the window for filing for this?
It starts on the 3rd and will end on May 13th.
May 13th?
I'm sorry, March.
That's a big window.
March 13th is the
The end of the
deadline.
window.
March 13th is that deadline.
Oh, okay. The 3rd to the 3rd, 10 days then, okay.
That's correct.
All right.
For county, for state.
And it's just, no, the statewide offices is a week earlier, isn't it? They just one.
My understanding is it's a week earlier.
Only 1 week.
And only 1 week.
In 1 week.
Yeah, that's
And then
for
county,
all
ours is.
legislative
will be the-
offices and the statewide offices, they file a week early. but they segregated all other offices, county offices and taxing districts and so forth, or
2 weeks after.
2 weeks, and then for 2 week fund. Okay, any other question? All right. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on, we have peddlers and solicitors license. I'll accept the motion.
I'll move to approve the peddler solicitor licenses as listed on the agenda and authorize the chair to sign the documents on behalf of the board.
I second the motion with, again, to remind everybody, there's a constant review of these, and if there's compliance, qualifications, requirements, we may revoke these if that happens.
As the case with any of the line. Okay, is there any discussion? Further discussion? I'll accept the motion.
I think you made the motion and I seconded it.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carried. Okay, we have the claims journal. Any question or discussion on the claims journal? Okay, I'll accept the motion.
Let's see. I move to approve the claims, authorized payment of the claims journal dated February 13th, 2026.
Second.
Okay, you've heard the motion. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye.
Right?
Is there anyone here from the treasurer's office? Doesn't look like it. So I guess we won't give a report. Okay.
She asked me to report on John Jay.
John Jay's here.
John
Buddy
Jay is
John
here
Jay.
with us.
Oh,
And he was the first Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States. He also wrote a few of the Federalist Papers. So he was deeply involved in the Revolutionary War process. And as we're celebrating the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, I would like to read, since
go ahead.
yesterday was the President's Day.
Yes, it was.
Not just another holiday, so I'd like to read
President's
the three presidents born in February, some quotes from the three presidents born in February. Ronald Reagan on the 6th said, "The greatness of America doesn't begin in Washington, it begins with each of you, each of us." Abraham Lincoln, "Nearly all men can stand adversity, but if we want to test a man's character, give him power." And George Washington, "Liberty, when it begins to take root, is a plant of rapid growth." So those are the presidents we're celebrating in the month of February.
Well, it's all the presidents here, isn't it? It's
All the
President's Day.
presidents, but the ones who were born.
Yeah.
They're the ones that started President's Day.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you. We got that, and we've recognized Spuddy John Jay. I think we should also note that all of these Spuddy characters, the dressing of them have come from the treasurer. She's the treasurer of the state. She has done all the sewing. And
Yes,
made
she
all-
personally did them.
She made them personally. So, okay, good enough. All right, we're moving into operations. We have 3 change orders, and I've been told we can do, because they're all decreases, and we can accept one motion.
I'll move to approve the change orders as listed on the agenda.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor say aye. Aye?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Now we have the approval of minutes for 2:10 and 2:11 public hearing.
I move that we approve the open business meeting 2:10 minutes and the public hearing 2:11. Approve the minutes of those 2 meetings.
Okay. Is there a second to the motion?
Second.
You've heard the motion. All in favor say aye. Aye? Motion carries. We passed Federal Aviation Administration Certificate of Authorization Renewal and Statement of Airworthiness. Any question or issue with that?
That's for our drones.
That's for our drones.
If people wonder, we don't have any airplanes.
We don't have an airplane. We do drones once in a while.
And drones have to be approved.
Any question? I'll accept a motion.
I'll move to approve the Federal Aviation Administration Certificate of Authorization Renewal and Statement of Airworthiness, and authorize the chair to sign the document on behalf of the board.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, now we have some eight interim events, agreements with Expo. Expo Idaho, 80 Counties Expo Idaho. I noticed the Show Me Reptiles, looks like a pretty interesting one. I'll accept the motion.
Mr. Chair, just as a note before I make the motion, this exemplifies what we're talking, there's a discussion in the legislature right now. We have an advisory fair board. There's some discussion on making that not possible for us, and this is one reason we want to keep it, and so I move that we approve the Expo Idaho interim agreements of events as listed on the agenda, and authorize the chair to sign the documents on behalf of the board.
Second.
Okay, you heard the motion. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, motion carries. Next, we have Barber Park and Education Event Center agreements. There's 5 of them. One's with former Commissioner Kendra Kenyon for the Idaho Parks Foundation for Parks and Lands. Any questions or issues on any of the agreements? Hearing none, I'll accept the motion.
I move to approve the Barber Park Education and Event Center agreements as listed on the agenda, and authorize the chair to sign the documents on behalf of the board.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have 3 agreements, contracts that for the county. All 3 of them are renewal agreements. Any question or issues on any of these agreements? Hearing none, I'll accept a motion.
I move to approve the 3 agreements as listed on the agenda and authorize the chair to sign the documents on behalf of the board.
Second.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Is there any other business needs to be brought before the board?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
There was a question
There must
earlier I
be.
wanted to answer on the peddler solicitor license. If we approve or deny it, it's state law or county ordinance, and it is county ordinance. Commissioner Davidson's correct.
Okay, good enough. All right. So no other business. Any other commentary? No. Okay, well, we're adjourned then. Thank you. Thank you. Alma says we're on the record, so we're on the record. Good morning. Today is Tuesday, February 17th. The time is 10:35. Board of Commissioners is in session, acting as the Board of County Emergency Medical Services District. All 3 commissioners are present. We also have with us
John Blake, paramedics.
John Blakes. And we have real IT guy. Okay. Madam Clerk, are there any changes to the agenda?
There are not.
No changes to the agenda. Okay, first item up is Claims Journal. Any questions or discussion on the Claims Journal? Hearing none, I'll accept the motion.
I move to authorize payment of claims on the Claims Journal dated February 13th, 2026.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye. Motion carried. Next up, we have approval of minutes. I'll accept the motion.
I move to approve the Emergency Medical Services District minutes for 2/10/2026.
Second.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carried. Next up, we have an agreement. Agreement number 31419 between Ada County Emergency Medical Services District and March Mayhem Fire Conference for emergency medical standby services. Is that a good deal, that Mayhem thing?
I believe it's a training they do here every year, 5 or 6 days. We're going to be standing by for 1 day while they have a live burn.
Okay.
Other than that, have no idea.
They set a building on fire and then the firemen trained to put it out, is it?
Yes, sir, that is correct.
Okay, I'll accept the motion.
We'll move to approve the agreement as identified on the agenda and authorize the chair to sign the appropriate documents on behalf of the board.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have EMS update.
Excellent. We have spoken with you, Mr. Chair and Commissioners, recently about the promotion to Deputy Chief of Operations. That process has officially concluded, and for the time being, the position will remain unfilled. I have some options that I'm considering, and so that process will restart shortly. As well, I believe last week we spoke about an issue with you all. In that meeting, we also discussed that Chief Humlin, who is in charge of planning and technology, has retired. He is retiring from Ada County after 25 years and has taken a job with Peregrine. So that will be another seat that will need to be filled. The letter of intent for the purchase of Eagle Fire Station 2, we sent that over to Eagle. They reviewed it, did not have any comments or changes to make, so I believe you will see that shortly, the letter of intent for that purchase. So that is in process. And I believe that is all I have for you. I'll stand for questions.
Okay, I got a question. In the last several years, how many new ambulances have we acquired? 12, 14?
It's been variable. The most recently, there were 3 that we purchased on our own out of our budget. Then there were 10 out of the ARPA budget, and we are expecting another 3 in the fall this year. And so before that, it was variable based on what our budget would stand.
That's 14.
That's 13.
Oh, 13.
Most recently, and that's over the past
Right.
year and a half or so.
Right.
And then before that, it was variable, anything from 2 to 3 a year, sometimes 0 a year.
Right. But, so it's 13 plus the 3 that'll be here delivered this fall?
Yeah, we'll get 3 this fall,
So
right?
that'll
So
be
16,
16.
yeah,
16
that's 16 over a year and a
Okay.
half or so.
Okay, good.
The important thing, we just had a meeting last week to discuss this, and since you're asking, I'll tell you, we've considered a number of guidances about what the optimal size of a fleet would be. And really, we're approaching an idea of 1-to-1. So if you have 1 ambulance out in the field, you have 1 in reserve, only because these things see a lot of idle hours, a lot of unit hours, and a lot of actual road miles, and those aren't always the friendliest of miles, and so they are subject to considerable maintenance. We're looking to get rid of 3 ambulances that have exceeded their service life and have become exceedingly expensive to operate. And so this is always a delicate balance between maintaining a fleet in an optimal number, being able to buy new ambulances that are increasingly expensive, and holding on to ones that you don't want to cost so much to operate. So it's something we're paying attention to.
So you've never set an actual district policy on what's the optimal amount, and that's what you're in the process of doing?
I don't know that we need a policy so much as we would have a practice of best size fleet, based on your ability to make sure that you always have a serviceable bank of vehicles that are available for a growing fleet.
Okay. All right. Any other question or discussion from the board? All right. And your staffing level is fine?
Yes, sir, they are.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Mr.
Go ahead.
Chairman, so since we have a big block of them that we haven't more, can we kind of pick and choose so we can phase in the next, because we're probably not gonna have enough money to buy 10 new ones.
Right.
20 years from now, or whenever those, the lifespans. So we're gonna kind of rotate those enough so that we can phase them in and out?
Yes, sir. Mr. Chair, Commissioner Daly, we have a matrix of all of our vehicles based on date purchase, engine hours, mileage, and their condition. Some brand new, some in good condition, fair condition, poor condition, or obsolete. We're keeping at least a couple of those vehicles for the time being in the obsolete category, and we're keeping an eye, as you're talking a rotation, yes, we're rotating out the back end and rotating into the front. I think what we don't want to do, given the lead time on ambulances, is not get an order in every single year, only because it takes so little to put an ambulance out of service. One ambulance could be totaled in what is a relatively minor accident. The insurance payout for those, as I'm sure you know, is a fraction of what they cost, and you just can't go down to a local dealership and buy them. So making sure that we're always on the front end of new ambulance purchase is, it's smart.
Well, with the new colors, that's gonna prevent all those accidents, isn't it? Maybe.
Well, I'm hoping so.
Hopefully, we hope.
I saw one on the, one came by me the other day, I pulled over and one of the new colored ambulances came by.
You
me
noticed it.
with lights and sirens, with great admiration. It looked fantastic.
All right, great. Any other discussion? Okay, thank you. We'll be adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let's hit the lawyers in here.